Now, as I see you, Princess Diana, you were very angelic in my eyes. You did a lot of charities, a lot of causes, helping with charities and causes and so forth. And now that you're not in the physical plane here, and you're in the spiritual plane, I'm sure that you probably have more ability to do what you want to do with the charities that you worked with when you were in the physical world.
I work from a larger arena. I can reach a greater audience, yes. But my position allowed me to meet these people, to speak to them, to exercise my healing gifts, which I have, which I'm aware of, and which actually those who are involved in the fields of healing on a spiritual level will be aware of. If you notice, when I was with children, I would be on their level, eye-to-eye contact, so as not to intimidate them, and I would equally always touch the top of their head with a voice touch and without gloves, because I realized the importance of touch for communication. That's why I would allow, or not allow, it sounds terrible, I would encourage a blind child to feel my face, so they could feel the contours, so they could feel the warmth, so they could feel accepted and acceptable. And likewise with the handicapped. I had an affinity with people who were disadvantaged. And yes, I've been myself a victim of rejection. So on many levels, I was able to relate to them. But fortunately for me, they didn't extend to, although some people would disagree, they didn't extend to mental instability and physical incapacity.
Now I have to ask, and forgive me if I'm out of line, you don't have to answer, but when you were speaking of allowing people to touch you and you touching them, you almost spoke of without love with a hint of sarcasm in there. Is that directed towards anybody in particular? Or is that
to the ignorance of people? By example, when I went into the hospital wards and shook hands with a patient with HIV, he was a victim of nothing. And yet, the media had fueled the fact he was an AIDS victim.
So your message with that statement is basically just that of
people being ignorant and the media being a wonderful tool that is used to promote ignorance. Because of course the press only prints half the story and what they want you to believe and what they want you to hear. Because they're only allowed to do that. They're not in charge. The hand of the British establishment, or the arm of the British establishment, for example, is a long one, much longer than people realize. And I'm about to expose things like that.
And the not wearing gloves, that's also a reference, is it not, to royal protocol is normally gloves should be worn?
Right.
Right. And you were
the rebel.
You were the rebel, the maverick. I'm going out, I'm touching the unclean masters.
Just what you don't want me to do. Absolutely.
Do you see a shift not only in the royal?
Oh, most definitely, and particularly with William and Harry, obviously. Not even wanted to be known as princes. Yes, definitely. But even Charles, he's done a marvellous job with boys. So people should stop saying, didn't Diana do marvellously bringing up her children? Yes, I did. I did. But I was dead by the time Wills was 15, Charles 13. So who's been left with the privilege, if you like, but a very difficult one, of being a sole parent, Charles. And you only have to look at the boys to see how marvellous they are. And you have to realise, yes, their mother was extremely instrumental in that, but equally so was their father.
That's very noble of you to say.
It's the truth. They adore him.
And, having worked with you for these years, I understand that a lot of your personal mission is to give the truth, expose the truth about Diana, not the persona Diana, Princess of Wales.
Very different people, yeah.
I was watching an interview with your voice, with Matt Lauer. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see it or to be there whenever it was underway.
They were very natural.
Oh, thank you. They spoke of you as almost acting in front of the camera. Whenever the cameras are around you almost, which naturally any educated, wise person would know you would have to do, as we all do when we enter our places of employment or when we're dealing with a client. We all have to put on a separate face.
Right.
What was the true Diana like? What did they mean when they said that? When it was just you and them in a room?
I was mummy, so
irritable. You could get irritable. You could get moody. You were a normal person.
Very
right?
moody. I used language that was blue. And by that I don't mean royal. My vocabulary was quite coloured, short-tempered at times, usually provoked by what was going on publicly for me. Quite dictatorial. With my staff, not the nicest of people to be working for. At all times. Sometimes they might catch me on a good day, but a lot of them would say that I was extremely difficult. I was very ordered. Everything had to be just so. And there's stories about this now, but if I was due to make an appearance somewhere and my blouse wasn't ironed properly, it was thrown at the person to iron it again, but with perhaps the F word used, which I'm not proud of, and I fully understand that a lot of people resigned when I came into JP. They couldn't work for me. I was difficult.
Just an inline question. What was your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I wasn't a great ice cream eater, but I like sweet things, so chocolate was favourite. But I was always one to watch the figure, so I wasn't a great dessert eater, except of course when I was making myself deliberately sick when it was vanilla. But I wouldn't class that as enjoyable eating at all.